It's the start of a brand new news week, but it's a slow start to the news day. The Bank of Canada's governor, Tiff Macklem, spoke this morning, likely because Canada's CPI numbers will be released on Wednesday. The Australian Monetary Policy meeting minutes will also be released later today, and this is an interesting news event because it releases details on their most recent meeting on interest rates not long after the actual event occurred, typically about 2 weeks. Looking ahead, our biggest news stories both come on Wednesday, with pound CPI numbers being released, as well as Canada's CPI numbers that I've previously mentioned. Now, let's go ahead and check out the EdgeFiner. Alright, so here we are looking at the score chart summary as usual. And looking at this, before I determine what I want to take a look at, whether it's a currency pair or an indice, commodity, whatever that is, I kind of want to check out each thing individually. So I want to start with major currency pairs. And the only thing that's really standing out to me here is USD CAD. Has a score of 5, so that's a buy bias, not a strong buy bias. I think that it's always good to check up on the US dollar pairs at the beginning of the week so that we can kind of get a scale or a judgment of where they sit starting the week. And of course, we have Canada CPI numbers coming out on Wednesday, as I previously mentioned. So that might be a good pair to take a look at. If we want to take a look at our minor currency pairs only.
Listen up, traders. We're rolling out our free technical analysis playbook featuring 5 theoretical plays to incorporate in your trading. Read up on head and shoulder patterns, retests on a support level, fib-based setups, breakouts, and flag patterns. Click the link down in the description below to get access to the playbook for free.
Some things stand out to me down here, and that's these New Zealand dollar pairs all have strong sell biases: Euro NZD, Australian NZD, and Pound NZD. And of course, we do have Pound CPI coming out later this week as well. And we have Swiss franc, Swiss yen is a strong buy up here. So I'm still leaning towards USD CAD. Taking a look at the indices have been pretty strong, especially after the most recent US news events. S&P 500 and US 30 are probably our strongest buys at the moment. US 30 looking pretty good. I know that Nick has a US 30 long open at the moment. And our commodities, gold and oil, come out to 2 neutral scores, although oil is leaning towards a sell. So I don't think I'm going to check out either of those. So it seems like USD CAD is our best bet right now. So we're going to take a look at this. And right before I get started, I just want to go ahead and mention our COT data is getting worked on at the moment in the EdgeFiner. We are constantly working to improve the EdgeFiner and change things around so that it is the best tool possible for traders. That should be done in the next day or so, hopefully not too much longer, but we can just go ahead and skip over our COT data for the time being. As I mentioned, score of +5, we'll just skip down to retail sentiment has a score of -1, and we can see that retail traders are overall 71% long and 29% short on the pair. And of course, as always, if you have a question about why we score anything the way we do, the scanner output summary here is a written summary of exactly that, why we score these things the way that we do. So feel free to pause the video and read up on this if you want an explanation on why these things are scored the way we do. But I'm going to keep on moving on. And seasonality has a score of +1. And we can take a look here. November all-time average has a very, very slight upward trend, slight upward move, historically speaking, going from November to December. And our last 5-year average, we see the opposite. We actually see a stronger downward trend going into the next month. Our current year average, it's been dropping ever since September, really, which is kind of in line with the all-time average. If we look all-time wise from September to December, we do see a little bit of a dip there. It's a little bit hard to tell. And so this has been trending downwards a little bit stronger, but as of right now, the EdgeFiner does see it as a buy because of other things. Like our trend reading is a +2, and our GDP growth, inflation, unemployment, and interest rate scores come out to scores of +1, -1, +1, and +1. So fundamentally speaking, this pair definitely looks like a buy because if we look over here, USD GDP growth 2.6% compared to Canada's 0.8%. US unemployment only sits at 3.7% compared to Canada's 5.2%. Inflation is the one area of weakness here. U.S. inflation 7.7% compared to Canada's 6.9%. But interest rates 4% for the U.S. and 3.75% for Canada. So fundamentally speaking, this pair definitely seems bullish. Retail traders tend to agree. I wish that we could take a look at our COT data, but again, it's getting updated and it's going to be back. So we'll just keep an eye out for that. Remember, there has never been a better time to get the EdgeFiner for yourself because we are currently in the middle of our Black Friday sale. All month long, you can get the EdgeFiner for 40% off using code A1YT. Go ahead and get it. You're going to get our brand new Fed Tracker is a new feature that we released a couple weeks ago. We recently reworked our gold page. So you're getting all of this stuff, so much data here that is really, really useful to traders. Again, like I said, there has never been a better time to get it because this sale is not going to last forever, and it is our biggest sale of the year at 40% off. So use code A1YT at checkout and go ahead and get the EdgeFiner today to help you with your trading. Again, we are working on it all the time to make it the best trading tool possible. Now, Trader Nick is going to share some analysis from today's live stream.
Okay, so let's take a look at the heat map here, see what's going on with today's market. And what we see here is that we've got the dollar yen on top today. So dollar yen coming in real strong. You've also got dollar CAD trailing just behind. So dollar strength coming in this morning, dollar Swiss, dollar CAD, and dollar yen, the three major dollar ones up on the day here today. So the dollar seems to be red hot this morning. We take a look on the other side of things. We got the pound USD, biggest decliner. We have NZD USD and Euro USD on the downside. So a little bit of weakness coming in there. And so let's go move over to the charts and just see what that's looking like. So here's your dollar yen coming down real hard recently and a little bit of a bounce coming in. So, you know, the question is, am I looking to go long dollar yen? And the answer for me is no, not for now, because I was buying dollar yen a lot in recent times. You can actually see all my orders. I'm logged into my broker and all these little orders. These are my entries and exits. So I was buying and selling, buying and selling, buying and selling. And then I tried to buy it over here. Didn't work out, and the market completely dropped like a rock and took me out for a stop loss. So I'm out of this trade. I have nothing on dollar yen right now. And for this thing to really go bullish, I think you need to start seeing higher lows and higher highs. If that's something that you're looking for, then, you know, keep that on your watch list. But for me right now, dollar yen is looking like it's struggling. It looks like it has more decline to it. Again, that upward trajectory that we had kind of cracked on beginning of November here this year. So, you know, we'll see. Dollar yen, like I said, I'm not looking to really buy this thing. Am I looking to short it? I don't love buying the yen personally right now. There's not like a lot of stuff telling me like, oh, I want to get long the yen. But from a technical analysis perspective, you do probably have something like this on like the 4-hour chart, right? You had that big drop, that big decline. And now if you're looking to sell the rally, the area to do so, in my opinion, would be probably around that 50% retracement. So price, if it does get a rally here going, you know, I'd be cautious on a retest, selling this and continuing that overall flip to the downside that we've seen recently. So that's my thoughts on dollar yen. For those of you guys who are watching it for a possible long trade, a possible short trade, again, that 50% retracement, if it does poke up into this area, I think you might see some continuation going into this week. The dollar down last week on strong beat numbers on the CPI numbers. So CPI came out cooler than expected last week, which was good for markets and definitely a downward catalyst for the dollar yen, cracking that undefeated dollar strength with that one single reporting. So if it does rally up into this area, dollar yen short term looks like it has more downside coming for it, in my personal opinion. So we'll see if I'm correct about that or not. We'll keep going. We'll go to the score chart summary here. So what we're looking at is the EdgeFiner, and this tool helps me essentially find every trade that I take. It is my go-to scanning software to help me find trading setups. So let's see, what are we looking at? So I have a Dow trade open. I am currently long US 30. And I'll show you guys where I'm at with US 30. So last week, US 30, I picked it up long here. And you might be saying, well, why can't we see your trades? It's because, long story short, in the US, we can't trade CFDs on Forex brokers. We have to do it on the futures market, or in my case, the stock market. Here is my current trade, floating $244 on my DIA trade. You might say, what the heck is DIA? It's the Dow Jones Industrial Average, which is the same thing as the US 30. So I am long here. You can see where I picked it up last week. And if we go back to the chart, I like the charting on TradingView a lot better than my stockbroker, but I'm still able to trade US 30 just through the stock market. So anyways, I am long on US 30 here with my stop loss still in place down below structure. And I'm looking for a continued run. I mean, stocks were very hot last week, and I caught this little dip on Friday with that strong Friday close, and looking to see if we can break through the highs. So if I'm looking at US 30, what I'm thinking is, can we get back to the 33,957 and perhaps even beyond? If we break through that level, I could potentially look to trail stops and try and catch a runner here on the stock market rebound that we are seeing right now. Now, again, one thing I want to caution you guys, whether you're trading currencies, commodities like gold, whether you're trading stocks, is we have to be very careful when a market is red hot like this, when we're going strong. You know, I want to hold on to this thing as long as it's strong. But the second it shows weakness, and for me, what weakness would mean would be a breakthrough support here, I have to get out of that trade. So my stop loss is still in place. I am looking to try and hold on to a runner here. If the stock market wants to pump higher, then great. That inflation number last week was a big, strong upward catalyst, and has triggered me into a long-sided trade. I mean, I found this trade because US 30 popped up to the top of my watch list for a buy this week. And so I am currently long US 30 for the first time in a while. So picking up stocks, and you know, we'll see if we can catch some of the indices on the swing.
Make sure you guys check out the links in the description if you need broker recommendations, access to our free Discord, or want to chat with us on Telegram. If you're interested in our trading software, the EdgeFiner, you can find that in the description as well. Thanks for watching.